Hello everyone and welcome back to the Helix Cloud Games channel for another first look at an exciting new game, and this week we're looking at Pentiment. You join myself, Chris, that is at CyberChris2077, as I jump into the world of Xbox and Game Pass for another look at a genuine first look. I'd not really had anything, I had no chips on the table when it came to this game many moons ago. Obviously being worked on by Obsidian, the wonderful folks who did Grounded and Fallout New Vegas and stuff. Very famed people. And for whatever reason, this one kind of flew under the radar until this very week. And out the door, here it is. 10 out of 10 reviews all over the place, catching everybody by surprise. Some Game of the Year nominations. Not Game Awards, however, because it missed the cutoff point for them. But loads of 10 out of 10s, rave reviews. And I thought, if I want to jump in on a Thursday evening, why not do it with you, the wonderful folks out there watching along at home? Do something new and exciting, something different. It's not multiplayer, forgive me for that, but we're going to jump in and have a look at Pentiment. It's an illustrated painting game of sorts set in medieval times is all I know, but you know what, games don't get 10 out of 10 if there isn't some special sauce there. So thank you, Obsidian, and thank you to everyone who's tuned in already. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, do give the video a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're kept in the loop with all of the amazing content we do here at Helix Cloud Games, because it's not just first looks and live streams. We do several shows and podcasts. First up on a Monday, we have the XPass podcast hosted by my lovely colleague, Richie, who's having a birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday, Richie. Couldn't be here because he's too old to stay up late now, so he's retired for the evening, although I'm sure he's in the chat somewhere, begrudging not showing up now to defend his age. Happy birthday to our man of many pixels out there, the host of the XPass podcast, our weekly Xbox show where we round up all the Xbox news, followed on a Tuesday by our PlayStation show, talking the PS. And of course, CloudQuest drops on Fridays for everybody out there on free feeds and podcast services. Special shout out to James and Jorvar, our two newest Helix heroes, just joined the channel on one of our membership tiers. Thank you for your patronage and support. And I guess I have to shout out Chris and Richie in the chat, throwing out the super chats out there. No particular Stadia refund, tax avoidance, getting your Google Play points converted into cash reasoning for that at all. But if you do feel so inclined to donate to the super chat with some of your Play points, the icon is down below. Now, I've got my beer. I do need to know if you guys can hear the actual audio from the game out there in the chat, because it's not flicking away on my screen. So I've just got this slight concern that you can't actually hear the game. There's some kind of like violin music playing in the background. I know my actual PC has been having a couple of glitch issues of late in terms of sound, and I think I've figured out why. So there it is. You should be able to hear that subtle piano. Let me know, chat, if you can hear that play in the background. It's not me, don't worry. It's actually me playing this invisible violin here. Yeah, Simon, he does look great. Let's check in with some of the chat, because I do have access to the chat. I can see Andy's in there. He approves of this message and this loophole. Jorvar, as I mentioned, one of our newest Helix heroes, like many of you are. Simon's dropping by as well. Had great things about this game. Yeah, great. You can all hear it. So I played, of course, on Xbox Cloud Gaming. This game should run pretty well. I can't imagine frame rate is a problem, or quality when it comes to this, as it is a kind of illustration game. Oh, and Gel's online in the chat as well. Welcome, Gel's online. Now, this is usually where Richie blocks them or reports them, so I guess I'll have to do that myself now. Report for child abuse. No. Harassment, bullying, promoting terrorism, misinformation, or spam. We'll probably report it under spam. Goodbye, Girls Online, 18, spam bots. I mean, I would have let you stay if you'd actually donate. Oh, Richie's still there. He's still deleting stuff, so even on his birthday, he can't stay away. Right, folks, as I mentioned, lots of great shows, lots of great content, and I should probably point out we will be celebrating Stadia's third birthday, Google Stadia's third birthday this Saturday, in some way, shape or form through the day. It won't be a big one this year. After all, the platform is in a coma and is destined to die, and we will switch off live support, or Google will switch off live support on the 18th of January. So, but we wanted to wish it well. We might even get a birthday bagel in there for those who throw back to that one. Right, further delay. Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. My name's Chris. Let's get into it. Let's get into Pentiment. See what the hell this is all about, because I don't know. You might not know. Let's see. New game. Oh, easy read fonts. That's interesting. The game uses stylized fonts and writing effects that may be difficult for some readers. The easy read fonts. For the benefit I feel like at you guys at home, because you're watching it on stream, I'm going to use easy read fonts. As much as I appreciate the stylized ones, it makes sense to have easy read. He has autosave. Let's get into it. In the beginning, I don't know how much reading they're going to expect, but they've started by putting a stone on a page. I guess that's like an early paperweight. Just whack a stone on a piece of paper. Oh, I can move the stone. Okay. Move the stone and press the stone. Okay. Interesting. Oh, damn it. Okay, I can rub things out. What the hell? Either one, what the hell is this stone made of? Two, what the hell is this ink made of? To just kind of erode away like this. Kind of satisfying, if I'm honest. Don't know if you guys are getting that ASMR sound effect out there. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I've done all the erasing I can do. And I guess we've got a blank slate. That's how, for who needs an eraser or rubber out there, folks? You straight up use a stone. Who knew? Xbox Game Studios presents an Obsidian Entertainment production. Shout out to Obsidian, by the way. Seemingly be carrying Xbox's first party at the moment between Grounded, this, and Avowed, I think, is them coming out soon as well. Pentiment. Scriptia Historia. There we go. Oh, we have a proper introduction. Nice. Now, I did hear the game director came out this week and essentially said that this game would not have been made if it was not for XPass. XPass? That's right, because of our weekly Xbox podcast. Another plug there. Because of Game Pass, Xbox's, of course, monthly subscription plan, which I'm sure many of you viewers and listeners already have on some kind of 2-year plan for $1 or something crazy like that. There's your bit of artifacting going on that you get from cloud gaming sometimes. And yeah, I think it was to do with budgetary constraints and the need to get the game out on a subscription model. It's gave them the flexibility to create a smaller team within Obsidian and launch this. And you know what? That's the best thing about smaller titles, is usually they would probably fly under the radar a little bit when it comes to playing the game, getting eyes on the game, getting users on it. And the great thing with it being on Game Pass is you don't need to worry about paying that £12, £15, £20. You just kind of get it. Right, what I am going to do, though, first off, if I can, is just crank that audio down a little bit. So I don't know about you folks at home, but that violin music got very loud very quickly. Right, here we are. I'm hoping my camera box is out of the way of most of the text, so let's see. Art style, very interesting so far, actually. Andreas, and the abbot said to me, Andreas. Oh, okay, I get to make the decisions. I don't want you distracting the sisters in the library. I need you to finish the commission by the end of April. I don't want you distracting the sisters in the library. Up to the devil's work again, are you? Said St. Grobian. Don't encourage him, said Beatrice. Devotion to one's work can yield pleasures of the mind, superlative to those of the body, said Socrates. Okay, so Socrates is here. I know that guy. This is ideally where I should have a whole cast of people on the stream and we can all do a voice each. I'm not going to do that, however. Either you need to spend time with more exciting lovers or I need to learn how to work the Socrates way. He. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? Presented John. I apologized and said I'd be more mindful. It's not my fault that God made me this handsome. Yeah, why not go ignorant on it? He, says St. Grobian. Shout out to Simon. Phil Harrison sends his regards. And a £20 super chat. Absolute legend. Obviously, one of our long supporting heroes. St. Grobian gives you a he, Simon. Fabled alpaca out there. Shout out. Amazing guy. Beatrice says you're insufferable, though, Simon, unfortunately. Now, not my words, Beatrice's words. You're insufferable. Socrates, alas, this Christian faith views desire less favourably than I did in my time. Oh. Perhaps the longing for you will instill in them a greater appreciation for beauty. Right, try telling that to the abbot next time, Andreas. I'm not going to do the hee-hees every time. I feel like I'm reading somebody's text messages out and they're using the word hee-hee far, far too many times. It's like lol. No one should use lol that much nowadays. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. Ah, Nuremberg, so it takes place in Germany? I doubt the driving racetrack will be there at this moment in time. Ye old carriage Nuremberg track. Beatrice, yes, marriage to someone he's never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus. Then you shouldn't definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? So I take it I am Andreas, because I'm speaking for him. That's why my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. Also, he's not met this lady yet. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. Oh, who knows? That's not why I'm doing it anyway. We'll say his brother's trying to lift his spirits. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave. Ah, see, it says Prester John. I thought it said Presenter John. Even with the easy reading font, I will make mistakes throughout this, boys and girls. So we've got our jester, we've got Socrates, we've got some guy on the throne who's not a presenter. He's Prester John. And we've got some lady up there, Romeo, Juliet and the banister on the balcony. Ah, true, your majesty. Ah, so he is the king. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control. Yeah, why not? Now, the crows / ravens you just heard crowing there, that's making me immediately back in. I'm looking for Odin's ravens in God of War Ragnarok right now. And those crows just made me prick up my hearing a little bit. Prester John, as things are, trust in Providence. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time. Until next time, your majesty. Right. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. I mean, it would be quite hard, I'll be honest, being on this boat and not paying attention. There's a guy licking the side of the boat. He's got flowers, waving them about. That guy's got his jester sticks. He's got a flag. The trumpet guy's probably going to get annoying. Two of them are fighting. And of course, right there in the middle, you got this weirdo licking the boat. Ow. At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. Push them overboard. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let them run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. He's just trying to keep order in the abbey. He'll be fine. I don't want to cause any trouble. We don't want to cause any trouble. That's no way to think about it. You need to stand up for yourself. I stood on my foot again. I do like how the wind is literally faces blowing. Kind of look like Meatloaf. Ah, would you please stop? I mean, one's an accident. Two, okay, maybe. Third time, you gotta knock the guy out, right? I give up. Take me home. As you wish. That was a kid poking me with a stick. What the hell's going on here? Good morning, Ursula, Queen of the Sea. Yeah, she's just a baby, I take it. Goo goo gaga. Time to go. That's how all parents out there watching along get woken up on a morning, I'm sure. Just prodded in the face or the leg. Goo goo gaga. Get the hell up. Chapter 1. The Baron. April 1518. Alright, so we've got some actual movements then. So we've got a book. The Pictrix, Key of Solomon, Heptameron, Prior Fenric keeps giving me all of these books to read. Great. And we've got... I really should clean this up. Okay. Go to bed. We don't want to go to bed. No. We want to go to Gertner's house. Ah, that's a cool transition. There's Ursula. Kid. Okay, kid can't talk. Don't waste time with the kid. Oh, we've got Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Yeah, quite well. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. That's nice. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. No crisps. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Okay. Otto stopped by. Otto Octavius, boys and girls, in 1514. Yes, around dawn. It's a very generic time to give that dawn, but I guess... What are you going to do? No watches. Here you are, Andreas. Thank you. That's too kind of you. Or nod. I'll say thanks. Master Andreas, if you wouldn't be too much trouble, could we? Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? Oh! Geez, got asked for that already. And if we raised it by 2 groschen... Inflation, everyone. Inflation, it happens. Even happens back in the 1500s. I hate to ask, but we're behind in our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean, after today's House of Parliament stuff, I'm not surprised. Of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. It's not the question. I think I can manage it. I can't promise anything. I'll see. I'm not sure how to. Do we have money? Is that a thing in this game? It's not out of the question. We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologise for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Our tax is getting hard to pay every year. Wow, is this 1500s or is this a take on modern society, eh? Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke, bless you for helping us out. Ooh, St. Luke. Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the divine office that Prior Ferink. Don't know why, but the way that word reads is hard to say. Every time my brain looks at it, it can't decipher it quick enough. I'm just going to call him Ferrix. Allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but going slow. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show my clients, and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to the university, and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. I'm going to need air brakes, Yorva, yes. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm staring at a new chapter in my life after... ... Some wondering. Imagine if I did the voices. That's when I would need air brakes. Clara, it must be rather frightening. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Starting all over again. What happened, though? What happened? I owe it to my family to make something of my life. I guess back then, that was the big deal, wasn't it? Not that you wouldn't want to make your family proud today, but... Back then, it was all in the family name and honour. Legacy. That's what lives on with family. As they say in Game of Thrones. Tywin Lannister quote there. They helped me even after I dropped out of university. I can't let them down. I'm sure you'll make your family proud. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be... It sounds like he's painting some kind of Sistine Chapel inside the Abbey, like the ceiling. It is my finest work. It's getting there. Well, it's hard to say until it's done. That's no way to think about it. Look, I'm the artist, Clara. Get off my back. You do have to go back to making me sandwiches. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Not tonight. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Please say hello to the Druckers. Mother Druckers. Of course. Tara. Right. That's Clara. It's Clara and Eva. What's she got for me? That's it, just hello. Okay, right. I would go out to the farm. Let's see. People tending the field. Now we don't have... We just have horizontal movement. We don't seem to have anything else. Oh, I can go off the screen. Oh, there it is. Big jog. See, if I committed to voices from the beginning, this would have been fun, but... Morning. Morning, big jog. I won't call him Jord, like Jordan. Big jog. How's it going? You're working today. Is he the Hodor of this group? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plough and took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. Now, I'm wondering how the game's going to develop, because I've noticed it keeps highlighting the words like Saint, Lord, Jesus in red, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of reason for that, or it's just highlighting maybe key characters, important figures. That might come out later on. Who knows? Are you off to the Abbey? Everyone likes this Abbey. Every day but Sunday. I mean, you'd think you would go on a Sunday, right? Where else would I be going? Damn, Andreas, I don't know. It's just making conversation. Oh no, I've pissed off Big Jog. Smells like a storm's coming. Nope. Just smells like fresh alpine air. You've been travelling too much. See what I mean? Where was it you spent your Wonderhara before you came to Tassing? Wonderhara? Is that like wandering? Definitely a German word, I'd guess. Oh, okay. Oh, so I'm painting my background now. Where did we go? Did we go to Basel? Andreas knew some Italian and French and can we reference cultural touchstones from Basel and nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Flanders. Damn it, Flanders. Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Or Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. I mean, that one sounds like the sunnier of the European choices. I think we'll go with Italy. Pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. Okay. Greetings, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. Along with Cube Apple. All going good. We're just checking out Pentiment here, realizing that there is a lot of dialogue and a lot of reading for me, but we're building some character in this world. In Nuremberg, it would appear. And I've been to Italy. No wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there too long. Spent enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10 to 15 years. I don't think I have that long, Big Jog. Jesus, Andreas going to die. What do you spend all that time in Italy doing anyway? I mean, I am an artist, so it seems like the best place for me to be at that time. Oh, here we go. Pick a background that will affect your character's choices. Am I hedonist? Andreas seeks out pleasure wherever he goes, is extremely social and quite experienced in all of the enjoyable vices of the world. Is he a craftsman? Andreas lives to work and dedicates all of his time to his art. Is he a bookworm? Andreas spends a lot of time non-reading books and possibly can. Is he a rapscallion? Great word, rapscallion. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Or is he a businessman? Andreas devotes most of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing books. Let's see. So Andreas has been traveling. I'd say he's just at that age in his life where he just wants to have a good time, be social, take in the world. I mean, he is traveling. Don't think he's a businessman. Doesn't seem like a guy who's getting in fights, not with long blonde hair like that. Bookworm, not necessarily, and I haven't seen him build anything yet, so we'll make him a little bit of a socialite, shall we? Very intrigued how this is going to impact my choices, but here we go. Italian women are beautiful, and the wine is exquisite. What do you think I spent my time doing? Sounds like fun, but you better not let Father Thomas hear about it. There's that underline of the name again. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of the saints. I revere St. Augustine, who said, Lord, make me chaste. Is it chaste? Chaste? I don't know, but not yet. Chastity belt. That kind of thing. If you say so, Andreas, I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father _Thomas. Yes, Cube Apple. The art style is really pretty. I like it. I was a big fan of 2D drawn. Big one for me was Valiant Hearts. Not too dissimilar to this. Similar puzzle mechanics and stuff, but yeah, I liked it. Anyway, get going, Big Jog. Take care, Hjorvar. Thanks for dropping by. You can go with Big Jog now. Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later. Until later. Fade to black. There he is, working in the field. Don't want to talk to Peter, really. I don't want to spend too long talking to every... There's ill Peter, and there's normal Peter. Is ill Peter the dad? I'm sure, or the granddad in this scenario. I'm sure he'll have some funny things to say. God bless you. He kind of looks like a goat with that beard. Do you know what I mean? God was highlighted. Andreas? Ah, oh yes, Andreas. Them pigs are an interesting design choice. They kind of look off about them. There's something about the pigs that's caught me concerned. Either way, the weather's been god awful. The town's gone to shit since my days. I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather. Well, of course they wouldn't know how to do anything now. No one follows the old ways anymore. So we've got a disgruntled old man in terms of ill Peter. No surprise. The old abbot didn't bother us much with our customs. He didn't mind if we left little offerings to Perchta to keep the skies clear. The weather's fair. Oh, so there's just a transition over to Christianity, I wonder, and some people aren't happy. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. The church banned all observances of pagan gods, ill Peter. What sort of old customs? I thought St. Moritz protected Tassing. You think the spirits have been following with her? Okay, let's tell him off. Let's tell him off, see what he says to that. Well, no one told Percha that she was here first. So, honouring the old gods instead of the new. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Ranig Kemper knew that. Possibly the old priest. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us like to keep traditions alive. I won't mention that at the Abbey. Pah! The Abbey. Perch's hounds take the abbot. I should go. It's that point in a conversation with an old person where you think, we're just going in circles here. Let's bounce. Let's get out. Let's get out of there. Right, ill Peter, no good. And these sheep are not going to let me by, are they? Damn it, sheep. A wall of wool is keeping me from venturing too far to the right. Let's keep going. Now it says quests. Do I actually have quests? No, not yet. Let's go to the town commons. Diddle-diddle-diddle. We've got Endris, our blacksmith. Got lots of... There's just sheep everywhere in this town. Oh dear, I went too far. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. Is he, though? I feel like they're kind of all over the place. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. I can do that. I can do that. Martin, for Christ's sakes, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fences. Sheep started hopping out. Sheep? If anyone's watched Clarkson Farm on Amazon Prime will know that sheep can jump over walls quite easily. Is there something I can do to help? No, excuse me. I'll try to stay out of your way. I mean, we've got to be helpful, right? I mean, it's actually a weird one. If I was surrounded by sheep, would I know how to help? I'll probably just say, excuse me, I'll get out of the way. Probably take an hour or two to track them all down. Blood sacrament. Damn it, Veronica. What did I say about blasphemy? Sorry, Mom. Oh, look, there's something going on at the Steinauer's place. What is going on at the Steinauer's place? Oh, shit's popping off. Who's that on the horseback? They look rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky's given him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to do? Yeah, gather round the sheep up, guys. Andreas, it wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road. We need to get these sheep under control. See you later. Just good luck. Don't wind them up. Don't wind them up. There's no need for that. Okay, so there's loads of sheep. There's a person over there I can't get to who's finger wagging quite a lot at two people on horses. Let's talk to Andreas. Looks like the blacksmith. Oh, that's it. I just get a hello. Andreas Schmidt's smithy is so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Okay. Sheep blocking my path this way as well. Back to the farm. Oh, they have moved out of the way. Let's keep going then. Up to the Abbey. Oh, the church. Oh, you can see in the background the church and the Druckers. Now, the Druckers were bad, right? We didn't like the Druckers. Let's see who this guy is. Oh, cutscene. Huh? That was random. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. So I'm getting the vibe that I've been hired, Andreas, as an artist to paint something in the Abbey. And I'm not from around here. Or I may have been, I've came back. I'm not sure. Good to hear. You're still coming for supper tonight? Ah, so this is where we're going tonight. You really need to see those new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of a word I'm not going to, a name I'm not going to try and pronounce. I didn't realise, Father Thomas, that you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect the people from... let's see, what sloppy typesetting. Adventure stories of questionable moral repute. Witchmania. Probably heresy. Sure, why not? Some of things people are publishing these days will make a bishop's head spin. Or an abbot's. It doesn't take much with that one. Okay, so it sounds like the abbot's a bit of a dick, if we're honest. I know it, but at least I don't have to deal with him that much. Supper tonight after Vespers, of course. Great! I'll see you then. See you later. Feel like I've just committed to a supper which I already didn't want to go to. Oh, here he is. Is this the... Just Thomas. Is Thomas the abbot? God bless, Master Maler. I hope your week is going well. People don't really say that anymore when they greet each other. They just kind of say hi. Imagine if we still say God bless, good morrow. That kind of thing. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up to the hill to get to work. Thank you, Father, but I'm running late to the Abbey. We'll be polite. Good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at the Sunday morning mass. See, he doesn't go to church on a Sunday, or the Abbey. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Yes, I apologise. I promised to make it this Sunday. I do. Been working on sketches, or just sigh. Stayed up to... just apologise and get on with it. Unless I don't go this Sunday, and then it's lying. You don't have to make a promise. That's true. Oh, here we go. Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. I really appreciate how in the background the quality of animation on the character models has taken a significant drop. I do think that's quite funny. Master Maler, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, the great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It's nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish of your neighbours were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? Feel like something's wrong. Something's up. My wife and I are returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck. Oh, Innsbruck. I've been there. And it was terribly dull. Venice was dull. Oh. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet. Oh, the emperor was there. Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Not able to talk. Who was the artist? Oh, we can reference Venice because we've lived there in our made-up backstory. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter to the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian, in particular, is a god. No offense, Father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a little bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kirchau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit. A great loss for the Abbey and problems. Thomas killed him. Calling it now. Thomas killed Matthias to take power over the abbey and create a devil's inner sanctum, and I am painting the pentagram on the ceiling. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Indeed, if that comes true, that's amazing. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of Historian Tassai he was reading during my visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's passing later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gernot, and I've come to check on its progress. When you just go into a church and go and copy me 5 versions of this book, as my local supermarket does not have a photocopier. Oh my lord, if you've come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Maler here. Not quite true. Not quite a true master yet. It's an honour. Short talk. He's a journeyman from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping on an abbey scriptorium. What's a scriptorium? That sounds cool. There's just like loads of writing on the wall. A Nuremberger artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518. Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honour. This will be remembered. Okay, so we've got some telltale kind of decisions going on here. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction. Come to supper in the Abbey. I'm inviting you to the Abbey's table. Oh, there we go. There's our first problem. I agreed to go to the old guy's house, and now I've been invited to the Abbey. But I guess they should understand that. Royalty, I guess, have just invited me. Did the abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. Excellent. We'll see you then. Miklaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. See, he must be a squire. Although he's got a shifty face on him, this squire. I'd like to take my time talking to Master Maler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord, said Miklaus. Is that like Nicholas, but with Mick? Like Michaelis? So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? See, I was going to tell him this, but I thought I'd keep it to the point. I didn't expect to be walking through the country with this guy. No, I'm not married, but in truth, I came to my vocation later than my fathers and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Not to be confused, of course, with Martin Luther King. He would come hundreds and hundreds of years later. He says things about the church that should he have said years ago might get him into trouble, but he's a brave and brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? Must tell me. Ah, no, he was a few years ahead of me. Ahead of his time, some would say. Still, his ideas seem fascinating. This will be remembered. I wholeheartedly agree. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they will have read a list of 95... What? Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses. Don't say theses. 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint. I've just realised at this point I'm calling him Gernot, but it must be Gernot. Who knows? I could be right or Gernot. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Well, we don't ask him that. You seem very educated. Complimentary. He's a lord after all. No, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is a very well... Oh, this is in my mind. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he's very well run as a student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but I didn't finish. Sounds like most people's university lives, to be fair. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? They're basically just talking about that. He's going to ask about Freshers Week in a moment. Let's see. Theology? Do I have a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects? Imperial law or medicine? What do I think? Basics of human biology, medicines, and illnesses. Now, even back then, I don't feel like they had a good grasp on medicine anyway. But law was definitely implemented very harshly. In theology, I'll probably go with imperial law. Oh, yeah, imperial law, we'll say. Keep it different. Basically, I'm a lawyer. Law, I suppose. Imagine anyone talking about their university degree like that. What did you study? Film and TV, I suppose. I never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my tastes. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions, Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Franconian law. Nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who studied the nonsense that learnt it myself. You? If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Now, this is probably going to paint me in a bad light if she's pointing at me or is she pointing at the other guy. Excuse me? Curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel. Petcher's dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind a fate. Oh, she's pissed. That's it. She literally goes, curse you, I'm out. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. ... Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? Did you have a favourite subject? Yeah, computer science. Cube Apple. It probably is. You can get like a degree in David Beckham nowadays, so... Or you could in my day anyway. Degree in anything. Did you have a favourite subject? Heavens and earths. Constellations, heavenly bodies, the movement. That sounds fun. Soul and amount of theoretical, practical knowledge. Knowledge is spelt wrong, ironically. Knowledge? Unless it's a different word altogether. Knowledge. Practical knowledge. Andreas knows the soul and the amount of theoretical. Excel rhetoric in university. Skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through implications. Nobody speaks Latin anymore. We'll go heavens and earth. That's why I've got a job at the Abbey. I love studying the natural world, my lords, both the heavens above and the wild spaces around us. Like this one tiny animated bee insect. Oh, there's two tiny animated insect bees going to attack a rabbit. Formerly, I studied as much astronomy as I could. It's incredible how much we've learned from both the Arabs and the Greeks. True, but even now, we continue to discover more about what we can see within the celestial sphere. See, even they knew it wasn't a flat earth back then. Celestial sphere. What began as pagan myths to explain our place in the world may help us understand our place in the heavens. And this may seem foolish, but I spent a lot of time in the wilderness learning about plants and animals. This guy just does everything. Really? Did the libraries of Erfurt not have enough herbals to satisfy your curiosity? Basically, were you smoking weed whilst at university? Told you you'd bring it back to Freshers Week. I don't mean to malign our most august Greek and Roman authors, but De Materia Medicia was written before the coming of Christ. Oh. Throwing some shade there, saying that books were written before Jesus existed. Surely there is more we can learn about plants, insects, and animals by observing them in nature. And beyond that, I simply have a love for the wild places. While I do not share your academic interests in nature, I must admit that I sometimes enjoy a solitude of walk in the woods. Don't we all? Don't we all enjoy a good solitude, quiet walk through the woods? Except for when it's cold. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, we get to pick multiple things. Complicated calculations in my head. Nope. We'll go with being an occultist at the same time. Seems like a perfect mix for heavens and the earth. I used my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh? Esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, and divination. Purely academic, of course. Wink, wink. Of course. I'm telling you, this guy's painted a pentagram inside the abbey and he's going to summon a demon through it. It's going to eat the abbot and break out, and this game's going to turn very evil very quick. I don't think it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows, as is seen on the screen. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum. There's a reason we don't speak Latin anymore, and this is the reason behind it. And my interest only deepened from there. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. This will be remembered. Ah, there's the abbey. We're quite far away from the abbey still. I have good memories of this place and Father Matthias. I was sad to hear it passing. Murdered by the Satan's goblins. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Curacao at all? My family have been patrons of Curacao for I don't know how many generations. So his family obviously overlooks all the towns and villages in this alpine wilderness. Some years ago I heard that Curacao still had a wonderful library, and professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it. Too old, many young scribe and me. This is a good place to start. The artists that remain here are quite talented, if it's a bit old-fashioned. I'll be honest, there's not much left. There's two old guys and me, basically. I still don't know what a scriptorium is, by the way. If anyone in the chat knows what a scriptorium is, feel free to let me know. Well, perhaps it's nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Geno a year ago. I thought it would stop on and check the pro. Yeah, you mentioned that. I, the artist working on it, is it a prayer book with 20 illustrations? No, but I do know the artist. Brother Piero. How venerable. He still has wits and a skill, if that's what concerns you. I guess, yeah, back in the day when you commission books to be made, of course, books probably in these days were the internet of the world, and if you could get these out, I mean, that's kind of why the Bible succeeded so well, as getting the word and all these stories out. So rather than being hearsay and just whispers and myth and legend between passing people, they actually were hard copies that people could read and share, and it would be the same copy through and through. So it doesn't get kind of watered down or changed, more importantly. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Just hope Elon Musk doesn't come in and buy the Bible, eh? $8 for a cross. Not a tick, a little blue cross. Mikolaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm going to head up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Yeah, let's get into this damn abbey already. Oh, sisters. Clearly don't like this guy. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then Kesau is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Celia? I say nothing. Oh, here he is. Odin's Ravens. Ah, you must be Father again. No, Father, not Father. Unless he stood really far away. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. If you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. That's also a thing we kind of forget nowadays. If you kind of expect a visitor, there's a big time frame in which they can arrive in. You can't just hop in the car and I'll be there in 20 minutes. It's kind of like a whole half-day trek or weeks, months, years. So just because a message reaches you, who knows? Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscripts. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Does the Abbey have a kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I'll meet you there. Just casually off to make himself a drink. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Uh-oh. The pentagram I'm drawing's kicking off. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. Huh. Shit. I should have just asked him about the advanced taxes. Maybe I should convince the brother Matteo, to pay me early. Okay, let's actually go on and have a look. Find a way to get paid. Right, here we go. Nope, not that guy. Crypt. Tower. Dormitory. Old Bailey. Matteo. And set out to speak to this person. Who is he? He's tiny! God bless you, Andreas. How was sacristy today, Matteo? Same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing, I have a favour to ask. Yes? Can I get my money? I was hoping you could give me my pay for this manuscript early. I'd like to collect my wages. Give me my pay. Yeah, we'll go with the nice one. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father again. No, you'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I've only have a few pages left. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Can you make exceptions this once? Not without good reason. This Abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble for not only Xiao, but for Tassing as well. Is that why Father has increased the taxes on the gardeners? Okay, he's not going to give me it, so why argue? God bless you. Right, he refused, so I didn't get paid, so that was crap. Dormitory? Okay, I guess we're not allowed in there. Doing? Stare innocently. Stay away from the sacristy. You know you're not allowed in there. Oh, of course, you know me. I just like to take a peek where I'm not allowed. My apologies. Okay, so the money's in there, folks. The money is in there. Let's go up to the Old Bailey and creep in through the window, if that's how it works. Oh, a scriptorium. We can actually find out what a scriptorium is. Ah. A scriptorium is a room in which monks write scripts. Let's speak to Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather, my bones ache. It means a storm's coming. The other guy said a storm is coming. Big Jorg says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Don't forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet? I'm comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike you down. Say nothing, don't get involved. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Phoenix is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferric is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior, only to speak to them about this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realised how you'll want to see the manuscript. How silly of me, of course, that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry about such patrons' visits. What's the problem? The Baron is just one client. Why would he wait like anyone else? Yeah, what is the problem with this guy? Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He is powerful. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kersau is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. It's crazy back then how everything goes through the church. Well, if Prior Phoenix isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Here we go. Oh. So these guys are doing the actual script work. I'm the artist commissioned for the pitches, by the looks of it. So forget my Sistine Chapel pentagram idea. I'm literally a storyboard artist for a book. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Inder Mauer manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Inder Mauer manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Could I just get the book? No, because I was dreaming of you. Okay, so we can use our flirtatious lines to bypass things, I think. Liar. I just realised it's a blonde woman behind the door, not like some kind of gate goblin. Could I just get the book? Oh, that's all the way upstairs. Can't you get it without it? I'm sorry, I really can't. I need to reference my work. Really, my feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask the Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata. Andreas needs help finding a book. I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Inder Mauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Well, that was quick. Promptly? So the books are kept in a locked room? Random? Right, so I've got my source material. I'm going to sit down, and here comes Piero. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Ah, okay. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Oh, is that all? Doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's fine. It's better than anything I could draw. Well, maybe not, actually. I did do some art in school. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. That's what the clients want. Brother, you know I don't like doing more work than I have to. That's what the client wants. What do you want? Where are you in this work? To send make it your own. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realise it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November? It is November. It is Hugh Apple weather ice scripts. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Very specific imagery to require for a book, quite frankly. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Guénaud. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. Is he painting for a calendar? Like Abbott's annual calendar with 12 monthly images of abbots and nuns? I don't know. kind of weird calendar, but I've seen stranger calendars. But it is not the way November is. So he's basically saying I can interpret the thing. Art is an illusion, storytelling, but in their more sublime form. A picture says 1,000 words. That's what they always say. These images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay for the truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need to listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of an old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. That's right, because they're going to invent the PC in hundreds of years. Does that make you sad? Why is that? I admit I'm still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth, I knew it would not last. It's kind of like AI nowadays, and everyone has robots doing their job. Skynet. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more people will be able to read, and in doing so, brought to the truth. Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read, anything? This definitely seems like an analogy to Twitter and the internet right now, just set in the 1500s. There is danger, of course, but printers are already here. We cannot roll back the wheel of time. It is left to you and the generations who follow to be good and responsible stewards for those yet to come. The rest is in God's hands. Don't know why I said it like that. Oh. There's the bells. Is that shift finished? Ah, where has the time gone? It's already... Tess? Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Do they all go pray? Or have they just finished work? Oh, working by candlelight must have been so painful on the eyes. Oh no, he's dropped his ink. Who's this coming in here? Shifty character. Oh, he looks really shifty. What's he got there? He's got a disc of some sort. Doesn't expect me to be working late, I bet. Hang on a minute. Illuminata. What's going on? I was going to say probably like, what's going on here? Don't know why. What's going on here? I'm going to go see what's going on here. Run! I can't actually look. I guess I have to go speak to the lady first. Illuminata. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint on the floor. But then Prior Phoenix came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it, closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't even think he noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Phoenix, you know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. Nod. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he's on the edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it's necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing? Oh, that reminds me, there's still a few books I want to borrow. You can't be serious, you want more books? I think Prior Fennec has given you more than enough. I don't know what you're talking about. Andreas, I have enough wits about me to remember that Prior Fennec has withdrawn 5 books from the library. Books that I later saw on your desk later disappeared from the scriptorium entirely. How do you know that? Are you spying on the scriptorium? Yes, I did. So what? If those books are damaged or go missing, I'm the one held responsible. So she's locked in a library. My concern for the books does not end at the library door, nor does my responsibility. Please understand that. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Rothvogel? Why is Prior Fennec so nervous? I don't know why you're familiar with enough of the man who used his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and the father of the abbot have. I only know that he purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course. Thank you. It's good for the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, you and your cohort carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I tell you what, I'm looking for... Find them returned to me. The first books are volumes 2 of the Aeneid. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10, 3 inches thick. Okay. So it's these books down here. I guess this is where the quests kind of come into it. Multiple people who you speak to. Eventually they'll give you tasks. Fair amount of work. Okay, these volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. It is crazy to think people just sat there and copied page after page and tried to make it look as neat as possible. Bear in mind, no way of rubbing these things out. Although at the beginning of the game we did rub stuff out with a stone, so who knows. She's in the book! I'm in the book. Do you think? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes them more seriously than most in the Abbey. You clearly have chosen your vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice. My vocation, few women do. You're right, of course. I appreciate you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. And is she coming in this picture? Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued, wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary men are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonist of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. I suppose I understand why you are not fond of the Iron. It's fine poetry for men. Now the book, if you please. I like how we went into the book there to tell a little bit of a story. Right, so she's got her book. I have to actually give her the book. Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. Okay, you don't have to give me the whole thing. Green copy, diamond pattern. This is where my patience for these type of games starts to wane. Here I am in the book. The beauty of this book truly belies in its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to this guy. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the Abbots received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for the Benedictine monks. Oh, here she is. What doesn't she like about this story? A baby is sold to pirates, raised to 7, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forget the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? I suppose you're right. It's not my place to reprimand anyone reading stories, least of all you. Still, we must be on guard. This lady takes her books very, very seriously. Sometimes, yes, it's all the same fantasy. To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream about being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, nor slave nor freedom, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ's eyes. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive another letter? Oh, I can bring my law. Okay. I'm not going to bring the law. I'm not going to be that guy who goes, actually, if you look at legislation, charter, blah, 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 it's not my goal. The book, please. Take care of the book. So she's just shouting through this hole the whole time. There's one book left, then you'll be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, yes. Yeah. Description will be sufficient. Very well. Dark red book. Dark red book. I mean, she could have literally just came out of the door, picked up the books, and went back in. Now that I think about it, Guy's always been guarded about this book. Why was he hiding it? Very good. Bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should learn some French at some point. Let's see what it say. I me touche pas de pleu de pêche à premier. Something about peach, premium peaches. Grace F. Montauban, La Grace, His Grace, His Grace. Something about perfection and divine. Love. Is it love potion? Liberty. Noble. Either way, it'll probably tell us next. What are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. She's getting really defensive over these books. Why won't you tell me what the book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas. One of the previous abbots tolerated it in spite of the papal order to destroy it. These 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Now I'm intrigued by this book. It's the author. The author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop. Must let 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishop condemn it? She can fly. I can fly. Why was the book condemned? 200 years ago. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. I can respect that. I can sympathize with him. Yeah, books shouldn't be destroyed. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must be content with, not your emotions. The Church was wrong. I will fume silently in this scenario. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Guénaud learned it was in our possession, he wanted to destroy it. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. Yeah, straight up. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? I'm not sure. I'll hide it. I'll keep it safe. I want to read it. I want to become a French heretic. That's not funny. I'm serious. Give me the book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Consider this sound theological reason for allowing the book to exist. I appeal to your duty as a librarian in the Abbey not to destroy this book. My duty is to guard the vows I made to the rule. But what about the librarian's rule to protect the books? What's this? Pretend not to know about Fenwick's book. Offered to... Oh, okay, so this is the kind of summary of the situation. Books should not be destroyed. No, you just made that up. Failure. Okay, so similar to Telltale and like Detroit Become Human story-wise stuff, it has an impact. I just failed that mission, so I'm not going to get the information I need, I guess. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the Abbey far away. Consider sound theological reasons for allowing the book to exist. We have nothing more to discuss. The book stays with me. I will take the book far from the Abbey. It'll be gone before Father Guénaud asks about it. And if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted to destroy. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. It feels right enough in my heart for both of us. Failed? I don't think so. That doesn't even make any sense. Wow, she's really defensive of it. I want the book now. I don't care what she says. I want the book for myself. Considering the book exists, we have nothing more to discuss. The book stays with me. Fine, take it. I don't want to give up the book. I'm being too stubborn now. No. So be it. Book stays with me. There we go. End of the game. Oh. Getting into some sexting now. That's the bell for sex. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should... 6, I'm guessing 6 o'clock. I should see if Otto's still around and wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. I'm going to read this book. That's all what it's been building up to, right, folks? Let's see what this guy wrote. I wonder what Prior Fenwick was doing with this book. Oh, I've got a little pointer finger. It's... From the library of the University of 5 Churches, the Hungarians call it Pesh. That's where Fenwick is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. A friend of his. Okay. Can't read any of that. Ah, the Speculum Astronomer Albertus Magnus, Defensive Astrology. It's just oh, I'm scribbling stuff out. Oh, he's found it this way. It's definitely Ferric's handwriting between the lines and the margins. It's some kind of code. Is he noting the text from the university? Is he noting text for personal use? Is he noting the text for the benefit of future readers? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Alright, there's definitely some kind of code going on here. Look at this. Look at this stuff. What is this? It looks scribbled. Not even for it to be sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Greek to be sure. Maybe? Am I sure? That doesn't make sense. Not even a word. It's just a jumble of letters. This must be some kind of cipher. What's the key? I suppose I'll figure it out when it's due time, but I'll copy all this down for reference later. So I'm just going to straight up copy stuff myself, eh? Can we get out? Go to the Old Bailey. Out to the scriptorium. What's this room? Prior's house. No, everyone's gone for some food. Church. I'm just passing through. Can I get all the way out? No. Cloister. Don't know what a cloister is. Besides a Pokemon. Everyone's going to that guy's house for tea, right? Don't want to go on the dormitories. Tower, crypt, cloister. Run! The Upper Abbey? That's where I was going to. Shrine. Convent garden. Oh, down to the Lower Abbey. So it does look like we get a little bit more freedom to go along the roads as time goes on. There's Martin, there's the guest house, there's the blacksmith, there's that dude. Abbott's house is locked for now. I'm guessing everyone's in the pub. Usually everyone ends up in the pub. Mikolaus. The squire to the rich guy. Now, I could talk to Mikolaus. And we could also investigate this further and find out what's actually going on in this small provincial town in the middle of nowhere. And what's going on with this book. What's going out here in this alpine fresh world. However, that'll have to be another time because that has been my first look at Pentiment. Using the power of Xbox Cloud Gaming from, of course, Obsidian Games. It's about an hour and 20 minutes look into the game. Actually gone really, really fast. Of course, lots of dialogue, lots of branching paths and stories. I can completely see people getting absorbed into this world and their decisions, and I'm sure the unraveling story of what's actually going on. There's something amiss. Something's not quite right, and it's laying the breadcrumbs for what's going to happen next. And obviously this game is getting 10 out of 10 reviews all over the place, so there's obviously a deep rich story here to get into and enjoy. Let me know if you're playing it on Game Pass. Let me know in the comments below how you found the game so far. Jorvar, I can see you just jumping back in. I'm just wrapping things up, Jorvar, purely because it's got lots of talking. I feel like people need to enjoy this game giving their own narrative and their own dialogue and stuff. I think me choosing through it, it's not quite Telltale make split decisions, not quite Detroit Become Human. It's a bit more getting involved, reading it, and making your own story and your route and your history of your character Andreas here. But love the art style, very, very different in a kind of a similar way to Cuphead was a few years back, where it's so unique and distinct in its storytelling. It goes a long, long way. But that has been my first look at Pentiment. Do let me know if you are enjoying it yourself out there, or you'll be going to check it out. Don't forget, here on the channel we have plenty of other live streams and content. We will be back this Saturday to celebrate in Google Stadia's 3rd anniversary / birthday. Even though it's not long for this world, we are going to celebrate. And of course, tomorrow our weekly episode of CloudQuest goes live, which our Helix Heroes, loads of you wonderful folks in the chat, actually get up to 6 days early. And then next week, don't forget, we've got the XPass podcast. and Talking the PS on Monday and Tuesday arriving. We're going to be recording that over the weekend, so if you do have any questions, drop it in the Discord, links in the description below, and ping them off in the podcast questions feed channel. That's been it for my first look. My name's been Chris. You can find me at CyberChris2077 over on Twitter, and you can of course find all the channel content across all social media at Helix Cloud Games. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Thank you to all these super chats down in the chat today, and everyone who dropped in to check out Pentiment with me here on Helix Cloud Games. Have a great week, folks. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on the next one, and remember, play whatever makes you the happiest. Take care. Goodbye.